Hey YouTube, I'm going to be doing a movie review of a movie that I have seen before, but every time I watch it I find something more that I like about it, and this movie was released in 2009, and it stars Megan Fox, Amanda Seyfried, Johnny Simmons, and Adam Brody, and this is a black comedy horror film written by Diablo Cody. I went on Google Translate, and that's how they said it's pronounced. And Karyn Kusana. I'm sorry if I'm getting the names wrong, but this movie is Jennifer's Body, and I watched the unrated version, like always. But I'm gonna talk about writing, the movie itself, like the plot, and the acting levels, and I don't feel like I need to talk about lighting. That was pretty good. And I'm going to talk about the humor and the horror and the special effects in it. And I have a story about this movie, Jennifer's Body, is when I was really starting to correct horror movies, because I always kind of been a fan since I was young. I saw House of Wax, and my brother and I watched all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, younger. Just to say, I don't have the DVD in the case. It's still my PlayStation 3. But so I've always been a fan of horror movies, kinda. And I remember when this came out on demand. That's how I first saw it on TV, on demand. I loved it, and I highly recommend this movie to anybody who likes horror movies, anyway. So, I mean, and this is actually probably the longest or second longest horror movie I've had in my collection, and probably with the remake of Friday the 13th. So I don't remember which one I got first. I think it was Friday the 13th. But the plot of this whole film is pretty much Jennifer, who is Megan Fox, and I forget Amanda Seyfried, I believe that's how you say her name. I forget her name, so I'm just going to call her by her real name, Amanda. They're best friends. They've been best friends from childhood and now they're in high school, and they're going to be going to a movie. I mean, not a movie. A rock. I don't know if it's a rock concert, but a concert at a bar. And they live in Devil's Well, someplace. It's like it's famous for having this like waterfall that goes into a hole and nothing comes up. And Megan's character wants to go to this. The band was called Low Shoulder, but I couldn't tell if they were saying Blue Shoulder or Low Shoulder from times. So that's my only complaint about this movie. And they want to go to this concert, and Megan offers to buy the lead singer of the band a drink, and she goes off and does, and then Amanda's character goes to a pinball machine or something, and then she overhears the band, like two of the members of the band talking, and they need to get a virgin to do this ritual. Well, a virgin, and then Amanda said, because I don't know. I do know. I'm going to tell you later, but it comes up later why. And then Amanda's character comes up and says, "Oh yeah, she's a virgin, and you're not going to take advantage of her because she thinks that it's like they want to take advantage of her and actually have sex with her." And So she goes, yeah, she's a virgin, and she's not gonna have sex with you guys. And Amanda tells Megan, and this is probably one of my favorite lines in the movie, and she said they're talking about if you're a virgin, and Megan says, which is an awesome line, I'm not even a backdoor virgin. Which every time I see this movie, I laugh at that because it always makes me laugh. And this time actually I was more focused on the black comedy side of this movie, so I was more laughing at it because I've seen it so many times that I'm not too scared by it. I'm not really scared by any movies. So, I guess, I don't know, movies do. Some movies bother me, but this movie, she's like, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna still go talk to them, and stuff happens, they start playing, and there's a fire starts at the ball that, and then millions of people die, and they actually take Megan, the band, well, they don't take her, they offer her a ride in the van, and Amanda doesn't want to go because she's smarter than that, and she goes off, well, and Amanda goes home and she calls her boyfriend, which is I don't know who plays him. I probably Johnny. Which I said earlier about the names. And they go off, and she goes home and calls Johnny like, "Oh my God, so many people died." Blah blah blah. And it's on her cell phone, and then she has the doorbell ring. And then she goes upstairs, looks around, opens the door, and says, "Is anyone there?" And blah, blah, blah. She closes the door, and she's about to go upstairs, and then she hears something in the kitchen, and it's Megan eating a bunch of food, and she looks all bloody and gory and blah, blah, blah. And she actually starts eating a bunch of food, and then she vomits up this weird black slime stuff, and then she's up all night cleaning it. She leaves Megan and Amanda's up all night cleaning it, and she goes to school and she's like depressed, and everyone's gossiping and think, oh, she's probably depressed that so many people died. And then Megan comes up and is like, I forget what she says, but this movie is filled with a bunch of like really, I don't know, cool references, but like you're just Jello, and they talk about the Rocky Horror Picture Show in this, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. And but back to this, they talk about like, oh my God, don't you remember anything? Amanda's like, oh my God, do you remember anything from last night? It's like, yeah, there was a band. It's like, man, some people have died. You're not upset? And yeah. And then the teacher comes in and is like, we have lost many dear people. The beloved Spanish teacher, or foreign exchange student, sorry, and other people. And now this happens, and we have to respect them and everything, and blah blah blah. And there's this guy who's like I don't know if he's a jockey. He's actually very nice. He's like the star quarterback, and he's really sad because his best friend was there and he died. His best friend, and so everyone's still upset. But Megan, his character Jennifer, and she goes off. And then the class is over, and everyone's like, "Oh." There's like a scene in the hallway. It's like, God, there's nothing today. No band, no, I don't know, dance, basketball, whatever. And wow, I can't believe what happened. Then the football player guy, I don't remember his name, is outside by the football field, and then you see Megan walking towards him. Then like from the left, and then it goes back to him, and then Megan's right next to him, right to the right side of him. It's like, well, hey Megan, and then Megan's like, I was like the last person, Tom, I don't remember the best friend's, the guy's name, he ever talked to, and he said we'd be a great couple. And It's like, really? And it's like, come with me to the woods, which I don't know. If best friend died, I'm pretty sure the last thing you really need to do is to be having sex, but, he dies. She kills him. And, well, not just like, with a knife. She actually rips his body apart limb by limb and actually eats him. Well, not all of him, but a lot of him. And, this happens. This stuff is happening. And then they give him more to him. And it's really sad because people are dying in this fire, and then the town becomes famous. And, this band becomes famous for being like rescuing Megan and Amanda, or rescuing people, but that's what they said, but they actually only rescued, they didn't really even rescue anybody, they just took Megan for, which I don't think I even mentioned, it was a, demon burial, like human sacrifice. And what they were going to do was they needed to sacrifice a virgin so that they could have Satan or something like this. They grant them a wish, and then or something, and they need a virgin. Then they'll die, and then all the dreams come true, and they'll become very famous and get a lot of money, and blah blah blah. Well, she's not a virgin, and she's not like the slut of the school. She's like the popular girl who's been with a few people. But this is something I found really interesting about this movie, is that they actually did something I wanted to see in a movie, which was trying to sacrifice a virgin, but the person they sacrifice isn't a virgin. And what happens is that demon will actually go into the person who's not the virgin, and when she's hungry, the demon, who's in Megan Fox, has to go off and kill people, eat people, so that the energy can be full. And this continues out throughout the whole thing, and Amanda knows something is wrong with Megan. I mean, yeah. And that somehow this band and her are tied to these murders and deaths and so on and so forth. And people are really upset and over these people dying, and that people are calling 911 like, oh, this person died, there's a psychopathic cannibal on the loose killing these people. And really it's just a demon inside someone that it turns, and she gets the powers of the demons, Megan, and she kills a few people, boys, and actually eats them. And I'm gonna kind of talk. And she kind of ruining Amanda's life with this demon, and making her and no one would believe her that she's dead, evil. So she actually goes and gets books on what could be wrong with her, because there was a scene where they talk in her bed, not like Megan's in her room, and she doesn't know that, but they're talking about what happened to her. And that is actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie, because it actually shows what they're doing to her. And the lead scene is like, I would like to sacrifice, and they have all tied up, and there's a gag, and it's like, what's her name? Jennifer! And she's crying, everything, blah blah blah, this is gonna be killed. And it's like, we are gonna sacrifice Jennifer to the almighty beast, Satan. And they're going off and on, and they're like, oh, don't kill me, I'm a virgin, you don't have to do this to me. And she thinks that maybe telling them she's a virgin, that this will do it, and you have to be a virgin so this could work. She's not. Well, they do it, and the demon that Satan sent to kind of give them this granted death, well, that will grant them to become famous and rich, because an indie band goes into Megan, and she starts killing people. So it's like the demon is in Jennifer's body. And I don't know, I thought I heard a noise, probably my washing machine or something, I don't know. And so Amanda kind of starts looking up research on how to kill demons and how to stop them, and like weaknesses about non-virgin sacrifices. And she does find out, and I think this is the prom, or I don't know if it was the prom, or I think it was like the spring Florida, like some kind of spring dance, and Amanda's gonna meet her boyfriend there, and he walks there, and then Low Shoulder is there playing the big song. I think it's called, I don't remember what the title of the song is. Oh, it was good. I mean, it wasn't the best song, but compared to modern day music, I like it more. Some modern day music, but she's thinking, listening to a song. It's like, wait, they did this to her. That was my boyfriend. Where's Megan? And then she goes out running, and then she meets her. Megan took her boyfriend, to a pool thing, not like a pool. It's like but like a closed down pool house. Something it was an indoor pool place. It was pretty cool for how dirty it was. But Jennifer is eating the boyfriend, and this is like the only death you really see being eaten, and he does die. Spoiler. Sorry. And Amanda comes and tries to save him, and then they kind of fight her, but this isn't the last fight scene. And Megan was like, I'm pretty far, I'll fight you later and eat you later. I will eat your soul. And because the demon's in her, so she goes home, and then Amanda's laying in her bed. She's like, depressed over the fact that her best friend's a demon, and her best friend, what was her best friend, is now a demon zombie thing, and now her boyfriend is dead, and so she gets revenge on her boyfriend, and Megan was killing like maybe 4 or 5 people already, like maybe even 3, I don't remember, but the pretty cool death scenes. The special effects are awesome, but and then she decides that in the book that she read, they mentioned this earlier on how to kill a non-sacrifice, a sacrifice virgin who wasn't a virgin, and you're supposed to get like a knife or something and like cross an X onto the stomach, like, and then stab them in the heart like that, and that or something, and the fighting and stuff. And I'd like to say Amanda is the only person who knows who Megan's character is a demon. No one else knows that. And the boyfriend knows that before he dies. She breaks into her bedroom, Amanda, and gets into a big fight with Megan, and Megan bites her in the neck, and Megan kills her. Now, Megan's mom sees this, but walks in after she kills her, and since they're teenagers, I don't think she can go to jail, so she goes into a mentally unstable, mentally ill house, and it begins though she's in the mentally ill house, and it looks to me from the beginning, that's because at the beginning it makes you look like why she's in the mentally ill house, because it's kind of narrated by her. Well, not really narrated, but the story is told by her, and it's because it's like to me it's like she's just insane because of all the stuff that happened, all the murders, all the demons stuff. Sorry, and she actually goes in there because of the murder of Megan's character, and she actually was reading in one of the books, and she says this: if you are bitten by a demon and you don't die, you become the demon. Well, a little bit of the demon will go into you. So she gets the powers of Megan. And so she actually controls the levitating ability that Megan got, but she only shows it once, which is pretty okay. I'm not complaining. It's nothing to it. I'll get into something about that later. And she is levitating, and she goes up all the way to this window and breaks out of this insane asylum. Well, that place, I call it insane asylum, it probably was. And she actually found a knife that the guy threw in the river, so because you have to stab and kill the virgin. And she finds the knife. And she gets picked up by a truck, and then it's like, oh, could you take me to east? She says east to like Minnesota or something. I don't even remember. And because this is the last show this band's going to do, because she's going to kill them pretty much. And this is like the first time I actually watched the final credits, and it was like found footage stuff of the band actually doing drugs, money, blah blah blah. Because they got so much money for being this famous band, and she actually goes in there and kills them. There's blood everywhere and everything. And that's pretty much the beginning and end of the movie. Now, I got that over. That took a long time. I want to talk about the special effects, because you have to use a lot of special effects in this. There's a lot of blood, a lot of black slime, a lot of nasty stuff, a lot of floating, like I said, sorry guys, when I do that, when I can't pronounce the word, I randomly go, I don't know why, but you know what I'm gonna say, floating, okay, no, who cares, but they kind of did something for a modern day movie that is really cool to me. For something that was... the special effects were great. If I were to rate the special effects out of 5 stars, I would give it 3.54 stars of special effects. And they did something that kind of the Evil Dead did for the black slime that Megan Fox threw up. Like the first time it is, like, whenever there was black sludge on somebody, there would actually be black sludge on somebody. Some of it was fake because it was like go up and something, but they actually put it on people. So that made it disgusting, and something that kind of Evil Dead did. They put blood all over the people, like Bruce Campbell. Like there's an example in Evil Dead 2 when he's cutting off his hand. And like there's a bunch of blood flying into his face. That's what the black sludge was like. So he was vomiting it all over you, and it's disgusting. And that was cool, I thought. And that's awesome and everything. And there's something I would like to talk about Jennifer's Body that I kind of hate in movies, but they did a perfect amount of. That, like in movies like Paranormal Activity or any other demon movies, there's going to be, I feel like there's an ungodly amount of talk about demons and the devil and like all that. This movie, there's a perfect amount, I think, of talking about demons and talking about Satan and talking about evilness and souls being taken over. They did not push it in your face that Megan is a demon. they're more or less saying she's evil and she's killing people. They're not saying they said she was a demon, but they were like, boom, she's a demon, boom, she's a demon, boom, 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 she's a demon. They didn't do that, which I loved, and I never really thought put that into consideration this time. And I didn't think before, I never noticed that before. And the acting was great. I mean, I liked it. I mean, the acting was really good for maybe a rated R high school demon movie. Like, I don't know anything about high school rated R demon movies at all in the world, but this is pretty great acting for what it is. Well, I mean, it's really good acting for it, and good writing, and everything about this movie I love. The black humor, the dark humor, that's what I mean. The death scene is always awesome. The special effects, and actually you see Megan like not really going full form, but like she'll open up her jaw and these like demon. There's a change in her eyes and these like demon fangs and blah 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 and stuff like that. It's highly recommendable, and there's something I also noticed about this movie which I didn't really do. Like, I do this every once in a while. I don't ever watch trailers in movies. If I do, it's fairly little that I watch the trailers, because if I do, it's because I'm interested about this movie. At the beginning of this, the first trailer in this movie, in the DVD, I don't know about the Blu-ray, which I'm planning on getting this on Blu-ray. I've had this since 2009, 2010 when it came out. And there's a movie in there called Gentleman's Bronco, and it looks very interesting to me. I'd like to go see that. It's already came out, but I'd like to go see it if I possibly can. So if I would, get back to Jennifer's Body, if I were to rate Jennifer's Body on a scale of, say, out of 10 on, I'm going to rate a few things about it, and how scary it was, how funny it was, how good of a movie it is, and that's about how I'm going to rate it. The humor in it, which I focused more on this time, was, I would have to say about 6.57, because this is actually really good, but I think you'd have to, this does kind of point to more of a younger audience than anything. So, and I think the younger you are, the more youthful, I guess, the more teenage, the 20s you are, you're gonna get the jokes more. So I think if you're 70, you're expecting oh, this will be the funniest movie ever, funniest horror movie ever. No, I don't think you'd have to get the jokes, but it's good humor. The horror is actually, I've seen it so many times. It's not really scary, but let's say it's maybe being Goosebumps scary, and maybe 10 being Exorcist scary. I'd give it again about 6.57. All around movie, I would give it about 7 out of 10 demons. I don't know. So that's what I'm gonna rate it. So, do I recommend it? Yes. Do I love it? Yes. Go watch it online, watch it on TV, rent it, whatever you have to do. See this movie if you want to. Jennifer's Body, and all of you have a nice night or day or whatever.